Hello and welcome back to Anne-Marie Sews. I am Anne-Marie and this is Benji, and we are here today with a long overdue makes video. So quite a while ago, you want to go on the bed, do you? Go on then. Quite a while ago I did a plans video where I shared some plans that I'd got for over the winter months, and so I thought I'd update you on where I've got to. So I've got this pile here of things I have made. I'll start off with, because this is one of my makes. I started off, this was the very first one. I'd already got it started when I did my plans video, and this is the Vera top in, I'm covered in cat hair. This is my Vera top, which is a free pattern by Forget Me Not Patterns, so I had to think about that. Vera top by Forget Me Not Patterns. And it's made in this viscose jersey, which is from Minerva. It's got a V-neck neckline, and then these really nice deep cuffs into this poofy sleeve, which I really like, and it's in this nice red wine colour. And this has been one of my favourite makes. After that I made, I think this came next anyway, this cardigan, which we will put photographs in, but this is my Sinclair Patterns Harper cardigan. It's in the, I can't think what it was called, the standard length I think it's called. It's covered in cat hair, has actually been washed and still covered in cat hair. I've put these lovely glittery buttons on, again I've talked about in another vlog. This was I brought these on the Goldhawk Road when I went there. They're not functioning buttons, they're just to add a bit of detail. Yeah, love it, and it's really versatile. Works with like all my clothes that I wear with leggings. Can throw that over the top. It's nice and warm and comfortable. And I've also got another one planned that will be made up soon. Then I made, I think this came next. This is my pyjamas that I've made with this fox fabric. The fox fabric came from a company called Harvey Jacobs, and the blue I think was Caboodle Textiles. And then I've got a little handmade label in there, which came from M is for Makers, which has sadly closed down now. So that's the top. I use the Tilly and the Buttons Frankie Tee shirt to do that. I changed the sleeves because I don't think it has a sleeve band, but I just put a sleeve band on it to kind of incorporate the fox fabric. And then the leggings, I've made the Patterns for Pirates peg legs, so that's them there. And then again I've changed them slightly. I've put the little cuff on the bottom, which is just the same jerseys I've used for the waistband and for the sleeves. That's just that plain cotton jersey. Yeah, really comfortable. We'll put some pictures in of those. Then I made this, which you'll have seen this fabric on the Goldhawk Road vlog. So I made, this is a star sweatshirt which came free with one of the sewing magazines, which I'll link in the description box below which one it is. So it's just a raglan sweatshirt made with this lovely sweatshirting fleece. It's really soft and fluffy inside. I did the neckband in the same fabric and then realised it was far too tricky to sew. My overlocker did not like it. I mean, it looks an absolute mess. But I am not going to take that off anytime soon because, like I say, it was a bit of a nightmare to sew. So for the cuffs and the just used some ribbing. It's not a perfect match. The ribbing is a bit more blue, but it's not too noticeable. And to be fair, this is only going to be really worn around the house, just to keep warm around the house. So, but yeah, perfectly happy with how that's turned out in the end. The neckband, not so much, but it will do. It does what it needs to do, which is keeps me warm. I then made, I think this skirt was next. This is a plissé fabric that has been in my stash for a few years now. I brought it at the textile centre in Luton, and I brought 2 different colourways, absolutely loved it, and then just never got around to sewing it. In fact, the other colour I think I ended up destashing because I just knew I'd never get around to using it. So anyway, so I made this skirt, and now I really don't like it, and I'm never going to wear it. But here it is. So it's just a plain gathered skirt, gathered into this glittery elastic. But yeah, it does not suit my body shape, so I don't think I'm ever going to wear it. I'll have to think of something to do with it. I might re-gift it. Re-gift it? That's not what I mean. I might gift it to somebody. But yeah, there we go. So that was that. At least that fabric is now out of my stash. Then I made this dress. So this is a long sleeved Georgian ginger drama dress. It's just the plain like neckline version of it, because there's lots of different versions, in this lovely Christmas tree fabric, which I got from my Beyond the Pink Door Think Pink sewing subscription box. There you go, it's got all these lovely Christmas trees on it. So I've worn this to a Christmas, somebody's birthday party, but it was around Christmas time. And I have worn it over Christmas as well. It's actually still damp and needs to completely dry before we take photographs of it. But yeah, very happy with that. Yeah, I've worn it with tights, I've worn it with leggings. Love it. Then we have got another pair of pyjamas, which I haven't actually hemmed. I might do that later. And these started off as a bit of a fail. I brought this fabric last year, but it was too late to sew anything up for Christmas last year when I brought it. But I loved it. Anyway, so I brought this last year, and then this year I was like, right, I'm going to make some pyjamas from it. And I cut the pyjama bottoms out. So again, I've used the Patterns for Pirates peg legs to make the pyjamas. And as I went to sew the waistband on, I realised that they were far too small. I don't know what happened, because I'm sure I used the same pattern pieces that I used for the other pair. These ones, sorry, Benji's wandering around. These ones are a French terry rather than a jersey, so they've not got quite the same amount of stretch, but they've still got a good stretch to them. So I'm not really sure what happened, but what I did was I brought some red French terry. It's actually a fleece-backed French terry, so it's really soft. And I've just cut down the side of the leg and put a panel in on each side that's about 2 inches wide, just to give that extra width. And have used the same fabric for the waistband. And no, I haven't used it for the cuffs. The cuffs I've used a red ribbing for. I think, again, because I tend to find it difficult to get these over my ankles if it's not stretchy enough. So I thought the ribbing would be better over my ankles. But there we go, so they ended up working out perfectly fine. But yeah, at the beginning they were a bit of a sewing fail, so I've managed to pull them back. And then again, I've made the Tilly and the Buttons Frankie t-shirt in the long sleeves. Again, I've got the red ribbing for the cuff and for the neckband, and yeah, really happy with those. Like I say, I haven't actually hemmed the bottom of this. I've worn them a few times, so maybe I'll get around to doing that today. I've actually also just realised I've still got the thread tails there, but there you go, still comfortable. So that's those. I did also make a few other bits and pieces that I don't have to hand. No, I do have this one to hand. Let's start with this as it's here. So I've made this beanie hat. If you watched my last Think Pink unboxing, you'll see that there was a beautiful pom-pom in there, and I wanted to make a hat to put the pom-pom on. So I made this, but then I've realised actually the top of it's a bit too flat for the pom-pom, and it's also not got enough depth to turn the cuff over on it like I wanted to. But I've ended up with a beanie that is perfectly wearable. It's just not quite what I was wanting, so I have got a beanie, and I have decided to crochet my other hat to put my pom-pom on, so that will be finished hopefully this week. I've also made 2 pairs of ear warmers. I made myself a pair and a pair for a gift swap that I was part of. I don't think I took a picture of the ones that I've gifted, and my ones have vanished, so I don't think I'm going to be able to share a picture of those. But they were made with my fox fabric that I've made the pyjamas from. They were made from this fabric and the plain blue as a lining, and they just slip over your ears. They're a free pattern, which I'll link in the description box below, and if I can I will put a picture in, but like I say, mine have disappeared. So that's everything I have made. I have got 3 things that are cut out and 1 I am partway through sewing, which actually I might share that with you because it's just here. This is a pair of oven gloves that I was making that I wanted for Christmas, but they didn't get made ready for Christmas, but they'll be ready for next Christmas. So we've got this lovely fabric that came in the last So Hayley Jane box. So we've got the grey, Sweet Treats, the pink Sweet Treats, and then the creamy colour one that went with it. Pardon me. Let's try it again. And then the creamy one that came with it. And then I've just used a plain pink, I don't know what you call it. I think it's a charm pack. Anyway, it was a small square from a pack of fabrics that my partner brought for me. So I've still got to quilt this bit and this bit, and then sew them together and bind them. But I have drawn my quilting lines. They're ready to go. I'm not sure. I've made each square about 3/4 of an inch wide, because I think last time I made oven gloves I made them 1/2 inch wide and it took forever. So I thought I'd make them a bit bigger, but I'm actually wondering if I might just sew on every other line and have bigger squares. They're being 1.5 inches apart then, which I think is fine. I might start off doing that, and then if I decide that I need to use the lines in between, I can. So yeah, that's those that I've got cut and partway through sewing. I've also cut out a dress for my niece, and I can't remember which dress it is I've used. So, but I'm not going to share that with you now. That would be in another makes video coming up in the not too distant future, hopefully. And I have also cut out a monster t-shirt for which is a Paparita Patterns, for my nephew, which will be gifted to him shortly. And I am also going to make some joggers for my older nephew. But yeah, so that's all of my makes. Thank you very much for watching, and if you liked, please like the video and subscribe, and I'll be back again shortly with a vlog about my new sewing machine. I might also do a plans or make 9 vlog in the next couple of weeks as well. Right, thank you very much, and I'll see you again soon.